everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Henry's Lemony Delicious Asparagus Comfort Soup. Today's dish is extremely important to me. You see, 13 years ago I watched a video about making asparagus on YouTube, and it changed my life. I was hoping that by teaching an asparagus recipe to a new generation, I can pay forward what was once gifted to me by the early YouTube cooking explainers of old. Let's get started. I'm going to start by taking the ends off of our asparagus. There's a natural break point toward the bottom, and you should be able to find it just by bending it and letting it break where it wants. Then you just want to peel the skin off of it. Then you want to cut into it diagonally. Oh, make sure that you're using the right side. Okay, now it's time to dice our onion. I always tell people, if you're going to be cutting onions, make sure that you have protective eyewear, otherwise you get tears in your eyes. I'll be using a welding helmet here. By the way, make sure your cat isn't in the room with you when you're cutting onions, because they can get something called hemolytic anemia, which causes anxiety, depression, diarrhea, and a condition called foggy brain. Unfortunately, I'm afraid it's too late for me. Okay. So now it's time to make our broth. We want 2 cups of water. Add in our onions, our asparagus clippings, and you want some type of white wine. This is a Sauvignon Blanc. Actually, it's a red wine, I guess. As long as it's dry, it should be fine. And we're going to let that simmer for about 15 minutes. Pour it into a bowl. And we'll set this aside. Now this part's kind of tricky. You want to separate the yolks from the egg whites and then put them on a plate. And then we can put the egg white on the same plate. You just have to keep them separate. And then you want to put the yolks back in that bowl. Now to juice the lemon, you want to put half of a lemon into the smaller hole. And then you want to squeeze the juice into the egg mixture. So I've got some flour and butter heating here. I'm just going to take our broth and I'm going to pour about half of it into the pan. And then I'll take a cup and put some of it into the egg mixture. Now I'll pour about half of that egg mixture into the pan. And pour more of that into the pan. Then pour the rest of the egg into the pan along with the broth. And we'll just let that simmer for about 20 minutes. She says she hails from Pasadena, and all the sailors know her name. And if you mention Palos Verdes, she will smack you like a mule. And if you hail from San Jose, she'll do the same. Okay, now we just want to saute our mushrooms. You can use any kind. I'll be using a fine shiitake mushroom that I got from Whole Foods. You just want to pour in some olive oil. Add in the asparagus bits. And then your shiitake mushrooms. Okay, now let's just pour this into a bowl. Add in our veggies. And I like to garnish it with a little bit of oregano. And there we have Henry's Lemony Delicious Asparagus Comfort Soup. Thanks for joining us here in Henry's Kitchen, everybody. And as always, I want to say a very special thank you to the patrons at patreon.com/Henry's Kitchen for making these videos possible. Thanks, everybody, and have a great month.